Oh,
We are
okay. We're good. So
We
she
are
says-
always good.
So she says, here we are. It's
amazing.
what? It's Wednesday,
Yes, it is Wednesday.
middle of February.
Yes, it's the middle of February.
It's getting lighter
Mm-hmm.
as I keep track of that daily here and
is.
for Ottawa. Just,
And we did survive our major snowstorm.
I never saw any. Just so everybody knows.
A ton of snow. It's just horrible and cold. Woke up and there's like a little skiff on my on my roofs and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
it's like,
we had nothing.
Mhm.
When you texted me to say that you had some snow, and I don't know.
Well, it really depended on where you were because the rain, the way it came down, but where the cold front was sitting. So basically, I'm in North Surrey, and so on the other side of the river, they had more snow, especially higher elevations. And the night before, Carrie was driving home, and so out towards Langley and stuff. She was driving home in snow. There was big snowflakes, and we figured she'd have a lot because it was supposed to rain overnight. But no, she didn't have any more than I did. So we might have a little skiff here and there, and it changes. I mean, Friday is supposed to be a heavy snowstorm again, and so I'm not holding my breath necessarily.
That's been canceled now.
Probably.
Yeah,
so we're like right into spring now.
The North Shore Mountains look absolutely
they do. They're
stunning.
gorgeous because they can keep the snow up
And
there. I
that's
mean,
where it should be.
I do like snow.
Yeah.
I don't want to say like driving in it, and it's not even so much I have a problem driving in it. It's just a lot of the people here don't know how to drive.
And I'm going to acknowledge I'm one of them. but-
Well, that is just it's not proper tires. And think that
No.
bald tires work on
It's fear.
snow,
It's
and
fear.
we've got hills and
Yes,
stuff
this
like
is
that.
true,
And so my funny thing is like when it rains or like the roads freeze and you're watching the news and you see like this hill and you see someone going down and sliding all the way down, and then there's a lineup of cars going, "Oh, well, I can do it better than he can," and you watch them all just going down the hill and sliding into cars. It's like, okay. If the car in front of me is sliding down the hill, I'm not going to risk it because I may have better tires. Yeah. I may be a better driver. I can get all these other things, but there may be a chance that I'm not, and I'm not risking my car for it.
Same here.
So
I'm not even going to get out in it.
Yeah.
If it's snowing, y'all know I either stay home or I'll take a cab. Yeah. If it was going to be like 3 days or not, you know what? I'd stay home. Sorry.
Pretty much.
That's it. But,
So, yeah.
Call it square. Anyway, hi.
It's us.
Yeah. What's your name?
Bob.
Bob here. Me. Deborah. Y'all know Lori.
And
yes,
Dayna's here with us. So, but my camera only
yes, we can only get so much in.
I just was worried that the audience might think that Deborah was talking to somebody.
Well, that's okay
because
last week we had Tom, or 2 weeks ago we had Tom, and he was sitting on the and he's just this voice from the abyss.
Yes.
So we've done that. They know we talk to just our own imagination there.
So she didn't want people to think I'd lost it. And they just keep me around for the hell of it.
We all know we've all lost it. Like, let's be honest here.
So we have had, I think we did discuss this last week, new fabric.
Oh, yes.
There was more new fabric.
More new fabric that came in.
And new machines.
Yes.
In fact, I'm looking at quite a spiffy set right here.
We did training this morning with Faf and Husqvarna Viking came in. And so we did, my favorite embroidery machines. So there is a new embroidery machine, sewing embroidery machine that Faf just released. And so it's really cool because you can buy just the sewing part and not get the embroidery part. And you can buy that later, or you can just jump in with both feet and get the embroidery part, so it's a 2-in-1 that can be sold separate.
Yes.
Yeah, and so it's really cool. And so we got to play on that this morning. And then the new Epic 3, Sapphire edition.
Sapphire and something Frost.
Right? No, Frost. Nordic Frost. There we go.
That's right.
It's got the gray on there, and I'm like thinking Sapphire. No, it's the Nordic Frost. It's gorgeous. And so Yeah.
If nothing else, just come in and have a look at
Come
this
play with
beautiful
them. They're
machine.
nice. So if we look like we're spacing out, it's not because we're watching, because it's sitting there and we're like going,
Yeah,
oh,
we're dreaming.
we are
Yes,
dreaming.
we are.
And so we'll talk for a minute and then we'll turn the time over to Dayna
Yes.
and we'll just continue to stare
at these lovely machines. That covers announcements and classes. Now, we have here in Surrey, Surger levels 1, 2, 3, and 4, and level 5, which is cover stitch. So the Surgers always fill up quickly,
Yes.
always, and that's why they come up many times in the year.
We have Life in Full Bloom, which is an embroidery class. That's going to be fun. It's a pillow. It's, especially if you've taken the embroidery basics, you want to jump into that. It's a nice thing. We do have an embroidery basics coming up, but it's full.
Yep.
So you'll have to wait until, let's see, April, May, June.
Yes.
I think June is the next one.
Yeah.
We have Sit and Sew.
Quilt as you go.
Oh, Quilt as you go. Okay, Quilt as you go. We've got that April 18th. We have Stitch and Chatter, which is tomorrow in Surrey in the morning or Zoom. And then, tomorrow. I have no idea what I'm doing.
We're a little spaced this morning. The morning was a little rough.
It's been crazy, but we had training. And so my brain is just so full of all of this stuff. And so I just got to shake my head. Now it's all out. We're good.
So we're going to switch. Obviously, it's a good thing you came early.
Yes.
Yes.
Because we're ready for you.
Dayna is going to share with us how we, as a customer, can make it easier for them as the techs to fix our machines, to help us. And so she's going to give us some tips on helping it to make it a smoother process.
Yes. So I'm just going to scoot up a little closer.
You are, and I'm going to pass you so that, because I'm close and I'm loud.
All right. Well, I don't know if I'm loud or not, so I'm just going to hold it.
Well, it should clip on just the corner of your apron.
Okay. Well, let's make a little noise with the microphone. Okay. So everybody bear with me today because, as they mentioned, it's been a bit of a crazy morning. So I have notes just to keep me on track. I know all this stuff, but I just don't want to spit it back to you wrong. So
Or us get sidetracked.
So we are going to talk about how you as customers can help speed up the service process so that you can get that machine back. Because first and foremost, we want to let you know that you love your machine, and we are so grateful that you appreciate and trust us with your machine because it's super important. And we just want to make sure that, we want you to know that we understand that this machine is tied to your creativity. It's what keeps you company sometimes. It is tied to your business in some cases, and we know that how important that is to you. So in that vein, we want to make sure that we do a good job, but we also want to make sure that we do it in a timely manner. And timely is kind of a loose term right now because, as you might be aware, we're one of only a couple of games in town, maybe a few, to get your service and repair done on your sewing machine. So it means that our volume is up, and that means that times are getting longer when we were hoping they would get shorter.
Well, yes, we have 3 full-time techs plus Tom. And we might have to.
Yeah, and we're hoping for, we do have another one sort of in the waiting, and so we're hoping that that comes through. In that vein, though, I want to share a few simple ways that we can, that you as customers can make this process go faster by what you do both before and during the service. So the first thing I know we beat this drum a lot, but the first thing that you can do as a customer, the main way you can make this process work is to bring your machine in for service, which is maintenance, and not wait until there is something just absolutely not working or has been working, but now it's not working right. What we mean is depending on your machine and the way you use your machine, you need to come up with a regular service schedule. And that means that if you use your machine in some particular way, you might need to bring it in more often. If you use it more often or less often, you might need to bring it in on a different schedule than someone else. If you don't know what that schedule should be, talk to us the next time you're in, or give us a call, and we will figure that out. And
Usually it's about a year, like schedule it for a year.
roughly a
heavy
year
duties.
to 2 or 3 years. 3 years is on the outside margin. So if it's been longer than 3 years that your machine has been serviced, it needs to come in for service. You could have it done more regularly if you, for instance, work in a lot of fuzzy things, or do a lot of quilting, do a lot of flannel, do a lot of minky on your serger, things like that. And it's because a lot more fluff builds up in there. But basically, I just want to emphasize that maintenance service is always faster than, oops, I broke something service, or, oh, why won't that move service?
Yeah.
And
Well, with maintenance, if you're keeping it maintained every year, it eliminates a lot of the heavy duty things, because
it
you're
does.
not having things that are jamming or like seizing, those kind of
Yes.
things. Doesn't do anything for nail breaks that throw off your timing. But then if we have more people, if you're maintaining it, we have less people who are running
That's right.
into the ground, and then those, of course, take a lot longer.
And the reason that repairs take longer, I mean, partly it's obvious, right? Because we're not just going through and checking that the settings are right and tweaking settings. We also have to repair things. But the part that sometimes people don't realize that we have to do is diagnosis. And that brings me to the second thing that can speed this process up, and that's really a lot better communication. And that's going to be both ways. So better communication from you as the customer and also from us. So we've done some things to improve our side. Let's start with your side, though, which is when you bring your machine in, we're going to sign in your machine and we're going to ask you, is it giving you any trouble, or is this a scheduled service or something like that? And hopefully you're going to say, no, I just brought it in for regular service and I have an appointment. But in case you are having problems, we need to know, if at all possible, what is going on with your sewing. Is your machine making a noise? Is your machine doing something that you didn't expect it to do? Is something not working? Is something broken? So a short video taken just on your phone, a handwritten note, or even just a sewing sample. All of these things are awesome. Also, if something broke and fell off or whatever, if you can bring that in, that's also super helpful. All of these things are great helps to us to diagnose the problem that you're having.
We had someone who brought in a note and said, when I was doing whatever, this is what happened, or this is the stitches that it was doing,
Yes.
or this is the note. Because then that makes it easier for you guys, because it's like when you take your car into the mechanic and you're going, well, it's making a noise, and the mechanic can never find that noise. It's the same thing. If our techs can't recreate what happened at home, they can't find the problem. It takes a
Yes.
lot longer. Whereas if we know exactly, like I was stitching with my zigzag,
Mhm.
and it was, skipping stitches, and then that helps them going, okay, in the zigzag stitch, this is what it's doing. And then it makes it easier for them to try and create it.
Yes, and if you wrote it down or if you recorded it, you're not having to recall it. And also, we're not having to type it into the system. You've written it down, and that goes with the machine. Speeds up the whole process. Because believe it or not, the sign-in process it's important that we get through that more quickly too. So it's not that we're trying to rush you through. It's just that every moment counts. So when you get in here, we are going to trap that information with your machine. We're either going to record it into the system as a note in our new computer sign-in system, or we're going to tape it to the machine or something. So everything that you can provide us helps. And also, we're going to write down in that system the things you brought with your machine. So we're going to make sure that we know that you had an extra spool cap on your machine or whatever. And that means that when you sign it back out, when you pick it up, we're going to go through that with you and say, okay, you brought this, 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 and this. And when you say to us, oh, but I also had an extra set of spool caps, then we're going to say, yes, you did. Here they are. Instead of going, oh, no, but we didn't capture that information. Let's go look for it. So anyway, all of
It's a
these
double
things
check.
help smooth the process. And then once we've signed in your machine, we will be communicating with you on a sort of regular basis. And that means that the sign-in process now means that you get an emailed copy of your work order, along with those things that we checked off, along with the problem that you noted if we typed it into the system or if we just said, see the note that's attached to the machine or whatever it is. And then we want you to, after sign in, check your email and make sure that you got that email.
It's funny, we were talking about that
Yes.
because there was a gentleman that came in earlier today. He had dropped his machine off in December and he hadn't heard anything. And so he come in and he's like, whatever, and found out that his machine is done. He was emailed that it was done and everything else like that. And he's like, well, I didn't get any emails and all this kind of stuff. And then the email was double checked. And because, we are human, somehow an O or an A was hit instead of an O in the email, whether it was miscommunication, whether it was a thing. So his machine had been done for a while, but he didn't know. So whereas if he'd gone home and said, okay, I didn't get an email, he could have phoned the store and said, hey, I dropped off my machine. I didn't get the email. I mean, most of us can check email right on the phone too, and going, okay, there's a problem. And so we can double check the email at that, catch that. Or it's gone to your junk mail, because it happens a lot of times. So sometimes it doesn't go to the main. We can track that down. And then once that's clear, what's going on because we can communicate with you.
Yes. And it going to junk mail is a thing that can happen, or it could have been weeded out by your email program. You might have told your email program, or someone might have in the past, that, for instance, you don't want any more emails that say sale, or that say info, or that say some other word. And if that word is in our email to you, then it might have just automatically gotten routed to a new box or a different box. And so you might not see it. So that's why it's really important you check your email after signing in a machine, either here at the store or when you get home, and just make sure you got a copy of the work order. And another reason that's important is because that email is where you'll get all the rest of our communications. If you sign in for an appointment, so a same-day service or something like that, which we'll go over in a minute, those are notified by email, but also we try to let you know by phone because it is a same day sort of thing. And it's kind of important that you know that day that it's done. But most of our communications are done by email. This includes if we need to get approval from you. So if we need to do extra service on your machine, we do not do that extra service without approval because you didn't agree to it yet. So that's going to slow the process down. If we can't reach you either by email or by phone, we do try both ways, but some people don't have their voicemail activated. And so we'll call and not be able to leave a voicemail, and our only option is email at that point. So we try to call more than once, but we don't have someone sitting at the phone all day in the shop. So anyway, that's another thing you can do is make sure you have your voicemail activated. But that's one thing that the email is good for. And the other time that we will communicate with you is when your machine is done. We will email you, and we do attempt to call if we don't get a reply from the email pretty soon. Or if the machine sits here for a week or two and still no one has picked it up. So those are times. Now, we know you love and miss your machine, but getting updates on your machine by phone, we don't encourage you calling us prior to the date that it was due, at least, because although we're not saying you cannot call, what we are going to remind you is that every time you call for an update, we walk away from a machine that we are repairing to answer the phone, to find the machine, to see what's going on with it, to talk to somebody, either whoever answered the phone or us, so it does take time. And every time we spend 10 minutes doing something else, we're not spending 10 minutes repairing. So anyway, just a heads up, that's just another delay. So if it hasn't reached the date of your estimated due date, it's not super helpful to call for updates. We do realize that there are extenuating circumstances, and we encourage you to understand that we are open communicators, and we know that sometimes you just need a call because you need your machine. But otherwise, just keep in mind that that's just one more delay. I've got to look at my notes now because sometimes I forget. Okay, so there are also real life delays, and we know that that has nothing to do with you, but sometimes also is not something that we can prevent. And those are things like staff might have illnesses or a family emergency or something of that sort. But also it includes things like we had to order a part and it was unexpected. And we do not have any influence over how long it takes for parts to get to us. We know it will be here when it walks through the door with the courier or in a package, or when we go through the list. Oh, that's here. That's literally when we know it's going to be here.
We get nothing from our suppliers.
Nothing.
No. They don't even send us like tracking numbers
No.
when they've shipped it out or anything else like
And
that.
it's up to us to check to see if things are back ordered repeatedly. So if something is back ordered and you haven't heard from us, is because we haven't gotten any more information, and it's not because we haven't checked, it's because they still don't know. Our suppliers get parts from their suppliers, who are the manufacturers.
It's like that telephone game,
Yes.
going backwards.
Yeah.
So our guy here might be calling a guy in Toronto who might be calling somebody, and I'm saying a guy, but it could be, anybody of any gender whatsoever. But I'm going to just use the generic term guy, dude. Maybe it's a dude. So it could be somebody in Toronto who's calling somebody in Montreal who's calling somebody in China. Or maybe this is all being done over the internet, but at any rate, back orders do happen. Manufacturers do stop making parts and don't tell anybody sometimes. So delays happen. And also, sometimes we don't know until we get into your machine and we're sewing along, and then maybe we fix the thing you brought it in for, and all of a sudden now we can tell something else is not working. And you wouldn't have known that wasn't working because you couldn't do the first thing. So unexpected delays in both parts and just service.
Oh, and shipping.
And shipping.
That whole Arctic blast that
Yeah.
went down, that.
Yes,
shipping
we're
anything.
we're still feeling the effects of that.
Yeah, because just things weren't moving.
Well, it
And-
didn't hit us.
Yeah, we were having beautiful
Affected
weather.
the rest
What do
of
you
the
mean? What
country.
bad weather was causing problems with shipping?
Logistical problems have been a thing lately too because of I don't want to say the word tariffs, but like
She did.
things
She said it. I heard her.
I had to, because even though that's money and you don't think that's going to cause a delay, it does, because it changes the price of things. And now our supplier has to change prices. Well, that takes time to change them in the system. We might not even have to change a price, but we have to know what our price is. We have to,
Depending on where things are, because it does throw things off
Yes.
in the shipping process of it.
Exactly.
Because
As well, yeah.
different forms have to now be filled
That's
out.
what
and
I
everything.
mean.
Yeah.
It's like,
so it's
hey,
paperwork. It's, even if it didn't change the price, it's just a lot of paperwork.
Yeah, no, yeah. That wasn't there before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's definitely, my phone stops telling me anything anymore. So sorry, I keep having to open it up again.
And we all know that issue.
So anyway, whenever a delay happens, we try to communicate to you if it is going to push it very far past your estimated due date. But that word is super important. It is an estimate. We cannot guarantee that we will have your machine done on that day. But we
We
do, once we go past that a good bit, we try to communicate that with everybody. But we have hundreds of machines in for service at any given time.
It's funny because some days we have like 4 go out and 8 come in.
I would say that lately, and I mean
Yeah.
in the last 4 months or so, we always have more go out. I mean, I'm sorry, more come in than go out. Even on days that we have a lot go out, we have more come in. So
It's because you guys really are good at what you do.
well, that's one reason for certain. And
So we
So
have
we get a lot of machines that come here.
fewer players in the game, certainly,
Yes,
but
yeah.
also we try to do excellent service and excellent skill. We're for instance, we're Baby Lock authorized technicians. We've been trained by Baby Lock. We are getting
Genome,
trained by Genome. We've had some training and we get it continuously. Also, Pfaffenhaus Husqvarna and Singer. And we're working on, I think that there's more training coming up. So we do that. And finally, the last and also really important way that you can speed things up for yourself is to take advantage of our same day service. Same day service is offered for machines that are not having humongous problems. So
your maintenance.
typically it's maintenance service, but it's also things like, you may go, oh, my tension is way off. It doesn't qualify for same day service. It does.
Yeah.
Tension and other problems are often minor and I'm saying they're minor like it might be a big problem, but it's something that we would address during a regular service. So when we say no major problems, we mean your machine should not be seized. In other words, you need to be able to turn the hand wheel. I don't want to hear any popcorn or gravel or other sounds when we're operating our machine.
If your machine is making popcorn sounds like it's popping corn, there better be popcorn coming.
That's probably not good.
Smoking.
No smoke. But you laugh, but like we do get some machines that make smoke and bad smells and bad sounds.
Yeah,
and we're not looking for that.
If you haven't had your machine out for quite a while, you don't want to do same day service.
No,
because you don't know what's all in there.
That's right. But if your machine is still sewing along and you're pretty happy with it, and but it's been 9 years, just it may be okay. It's okay to schedule it for a same day service. In that case, you just need to be aware that without regular maintenance, we can't verify that we can get it done that day. We try really hard, no matter what your shape is, the shape of your machine, I mean, not
your shape.
not your shape. But no matter what shape it's in, we try to get that machine out that day. But if it's been a while and that's your only problem, then certainly schedule it for a same day service, bring it in. If we're not able to get it out on the same day, we call you and we say, okay, it's 4:15 and we are not going to have your machine ready today. Otherwise, we do typically, we are able to get that done. So anyway, I just wanted to go over with you guys. Those things can really speed up the time that we spend servicing machines. And so for every 10 minutes that we gain on a machine, we're able to spend that on the next machine, and that moves things along. And I know I have one more thing to say. And
well, you're thinking of just
let's
a
see.
thought on the same day. There's only a limited number of same days. So
Yes.
it's only like maybe 1 or 2. So it's not like we fill the whole day with same days. It's like just a couple. So that's why, again, with same day, you can't, like, it's Monday and you go on the computer, you bring it in and want the next following Tuesday,
Right.
like Tuesday. You still have to schedule it. There's probably still what's this?
We're into April.
We're
We're into
into
April
April.
for same day. So
Mhm.
it still will be a few weeks before you get in with the same day, but it is only 1 or 2 so that we can deal with all the other ones that are in. And that's why the same day just needs to be something that can be done within
We do. Also, I encourage you to, if you think, I might want to take advantage of the same day, but I can't wait till April, You could also ask either when you're in or when you are talking to us or by email at info@tomsewing.com. You can always see if we have a sooner date. Sometimes we get a cancellation, but I just want to encourage you, April is not that far away. It feels like forever, but when your sewing machine is just needing service, it's really not that bad. You can sew for 8 more weeks and then it's here. And you come in and you drop off your machine and then it's ready that afternoon and you're
only
good for a
looking
year or
at that
two.
vacant spot for a
Yes.
day.
Yeah.
I know what that feels like.
Yeah.
It's,
What we have a lot of people who do like their regular maintenance where they schedule, if they're going away on holidays or something, they're going to be gone
Yep.
for a week.
Mhm.
They book it for that week they're gone because you don't have to bring it in like that morning at 10 o'clock.
No,
if
you
have
do
to
not.
bring it in a couple of days earlier, that's fine. So you bring it in. So let's say you're going, like Monday to Friday. So they bring it in on the Saturday, drop it off. It'll have its spa day while you're on vacation. And then when you come back, you can pick it up.
Yes.
And then, so then you're not without it because you didn't take it with you to begin with.
So those are the main things. Those are by far the best ways to make things go smoother, both from your side and from our side. Is we want to make sure that we're up on maintenance service and not just waiting till things blow up or smoke or whatever it is. We also want to make sure that each of us are participating in good communication. And we want to make sure that everyone is taking advantage of our scheduling system. And as long as we do all of those things, I think that we'll see that the turnaround times for our service will get shorter and shorter over time. And, you'll have the best experience possible and just get right back to sewing and having a good time with your projects.
cool.
So
Yes.
I'm going to get back to it because I'm delaying some service. This was
Okay.
important though,
Yes.
so I just wanted to check in with everybody and make sure you knew those things. So I'll
Thank
see you guys next
Thanks,
time.
Dayna.
So
And one of the things that I specifically do is
you know
when
what? You were about to hear some other stuff.
that did not pertain to what we're going to say at the end here. As soon as I pick up my machine from service, when it's been in, I book the very next year's. Yeah, I book yearly for each of my machines. And I pick it up and I go onto the calendar and I make my next one. So so I don't even have to remember when it was, because I get the reminder about 2 weeks ahead of time. Oh, okay, this machine's going in, its turn. So that's a helpful piece of information, just so that you don't have to try to remember when was the last time that it was that it came in for its day. So it just keeps your machine running and
if we
keeps
did more and more
being creative
with maintenance, where we did this, you'd have less and less machines that come in that are broken.
Yeah.
And so because of that, our service time would go way down.
Absolutely.
Because it doesn't take as long to service.
Well, no, it's a lot faster to service a machine that is regularly serviced and is not currently suffering, because I don't like that. No. I don't like when my
and we don't just rush through a service. Like our services are you get the blowouts, you get the timing checks. It is a very detailed service. So your machine is taken care of.
We look after it for you.
So
okay.
I think that's it.
I think that's it for this week. And
it is.
Back at you next week.
Yeah, I don't even know who we have next. What is next?
I don't even know.
I think it's Jen. Yep, it is. So
we'll have a demo next week.
On something.
Yeah, on something.
I don't know. So come check out the new FAF machines.
Yes. Come and have a look at it.
Yes.
The Epic 3 is beautiful. The FAF over there is
Yeah, it's brand
First
new.
I'd seen it.
Yeah, it's
I
brand
had
new.
not
Like we
seen this.
just got
Yeah,
it in the store.
It's absolutely.
So it's
it is
new
very
release
cute.
and very cute.
And the concept is good. You know, like if you don't know.
It's a great entry level one
Yeah.
because it comes with a smaller hoop, but it also comes with a really big hoop. And so it really opens up what you can take and do. And so it's a good,
Yeah, those big hoops are fast.
it's good entry level. So
Yeah.
come have
Okay.
fun.
Yes.
And we will chat with you later. Enjoy our blizzard.
Yes, go out and
On
enjoy the
Friday.
blizzard we're suffering through right now.
Well, on Friday, it's supposed to be heavy snow. We'll see. Have fun. We'll see you
Bye.
later.